Welcome back to another episode of the first 4 episodes or more in parentheses. And my name is HSR.
My name's Chris Chrome.
What up, it's Syd.
And this is where we talk about TV shows. And this time we're talking about the Orville. And it's season 1, episode 4. And we actually know the name this time. If the Star Should Appear. That's what's up.
Yep.
Anyway, we're gonna spoil a lot of stuff.
Spoilers.
Keep in mind that this is episode 4, so you may want to watch the older episodes so that you get up to date and catch up with us too in the conversations we've been having.
Yep. Understand
why Syd will get so pissy later on.
But I actually really like this episode, so I'm not going to get pissy.
Don't forget to join the combo below in the comments.
Yeah, all that fun shit. How does this episode start? Well, I took a lot of notes, as I do.
Well, from the last episode, we left off with Bortis changing his baby into a boy, and now...
Bortis didn't do it, but it happened.
It had to be happened. The procedure had to happen. And now this episode starts off with that kind of awkwardness where Bortis and his partner Clyden.
We do not spend time with each other.
They're in bed, right? And they're about to... You can see that. Bortis, we need to talk.
Can it not wait until morning?
No.
Well, till later.
We always try. You were never home. But I must work. You knew what you were signing up for. But, like, no, you're neglecting me.
It's just a delight to watch these two.
And
you know what's funny? It's the same fight that caused the captain and his ex-wife to break up.
Exactly.
But no adultery in this one.
And
Not yet.
The way that they're... But that's it. It is kind of the precursor to what it is. I noticed it too, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really funny. And then you see, like, I'm going to go to work early. And he, like, bounces out of bed. And then Clayton goes of... Computer, I need some comfort food.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what is it? Then he starts listing stuff. I want some of the ice cream. What flavor do you want? Well, people choose the Rocky Road. I will try the Rocky Road. And he sounds so like triumphant about it.
Hang on. And then he's like, show me something happy.
Or show me something to make me feel better.
And just I am 16 going on
17.
Like, you watch this and you're just like, damn, that was inappropriate for that time. Like, it's cute.
But it's like I love how he doesn't know what
I
makes
hate
him
the Sound
happy.
of Music if it counts for anything because it's such a terrible movie.
Jeez. But I like how the Mocklin don't understand like what is happy. They just don't want to feel what they're feeling in a way.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this was more like every other jilted person who's sitting there pining over the person. And he's just like, I just want some TV and some ice cream. Dude, that's like, I've been there. I've been Clayton in that moment, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it.
It's not just girls, man.
It's all of us. And then Bortis just walks out and like they glare at each other. And he's just like, you can't believe you. And he's just like, I can't believe you. You can just feel that whole fight that you have with like two.
Except not with the crying. It's like, I will leave Rocky Road and ignore you.
Exactly. And then they like leave. And then we go to the bridge where Malloy is like, I freaking hate star mapping. And then they just have a little joke off about more annoying situations.
Jokes.
Yeah. And then, but they're like, how can you guys feel like that? We're out on, and it's just such a cliche scene. And then Bortis walks in. Everyone's kind of like, why are you here? I'd rather not be at home right now. Are you having troubles with Clayton again? And then it just kind of, don't want to talk about this. And it's really funny. And then they
I can't get over the way he talks. Like, I can't do it. And then you're copying it. I'm just here like I can picture it in my head.
It's funny.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they find a giant mass, like a giant thing, and then Mallow's like, yeah, it is big. And they head on over to it, and it's like a super duper fucking giant ship.
It's honestly, it seems like we're running through it really quickly, but this is basically how the whole episode is right now. Like, there's not much happening.
Don't worry, when stuff happens.
Like, it's good. It's brisk.
And honestly,
like jokes, funny stuff, stories happening. It's good.
There's not that many talking points so far. Anyway, now they're staring at the giant ship, and it's kind of floating. And
as ships will do.
Malay makes a great joke that I think is worth pointing out. It's probably like a Persian guy who's just trying to like show off who bought the ship, and I really cracked up because have you ever seen those jets, man? Have you ever looked at one of these $1 billion jets? It was a good joke, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So then they realize the giant ship's on place to collide for something, And then Malloy calls the robot a dick and then sends him a dick pic.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have a whole conversation. But don't males...
Because the robot's like, what is a dick? I do not understand.
Right.
And then, like, the captain's like, here, I just sent it to your email. And he's like, but human males are proud of their penises, so it was a compliment. And it's funnier when that,
Yeah, but it's really good. No, it's really funny because it brings up the how the hell did that become an insult?
Right.
Yeah.
And then it is an interesting criticism of our obsession with our dicks and how...
It's an insult, it's a compliment, it's good, it's bad, we listen to it, we
This
don't,
is-
oy vey, oy gavolt, I get no respect.
That's what's up.
Anyway,
And
now
then,
the episode starts to get interesting.
So, anyway, he ends up taking the comment, you're a dick, as a compliment.
Right.
That wasn't what we were talking about. Then we cut to the jelly guy hitting on the doctor. And,
Again.
Yes.
And
I'm starting
then
to think this is gonna be a
we get to
routine
Syd's
thing.
favorite joke.
Of, like, life. Where he's just, what does he say? He's just like,
He
all right.
says, and I wrote it down.
Okay, she rejects him
Yeah,
again.
you can read it off. It's...
Another night of just me and the toothpaste.
And my...
And you see this thing, and he's just this amorphous blob of jelly, right? So what does he have? What does he do for sex? Like it's just
and then the toothpaste, you're just like...
It's so cute. It's so funny.
But it's kind of like... It makes me think of the 3 seashells in Demolition Man that's just left open and nobody knows how you wipe your ass in that movie.
Yeah, it's just a random little thing. Like the more you think about it, the funnier it is because
Yeah.
the more ridiculous it is.
And
Right.
then you just start picturing your version of how it goes down because that's obviously solo time for him.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so...
I'm trying not to have mental images, man.
That's okay. You can picture... I want all of you picturing it right now.
Just us and the toothpaste.
Oh, yeah. So we see the
Oh,
shuttle
Jesus.
pod heading on over.
Jesus can come too. All right.
So we see the shuttle pod going on over with the boarding party. So we got Isaac, Alara, Mercer, Kelly, and Dr. Lady. I don't know her
And you
name
know
yet.
what? You know what? I like even before.
And the ship's the size of New York City.
Yes, it is.
That's how big it is.
I like how they're so casual about how Alara has super strength.
Well, that has a point to it, and we'll get to the point to it.
I know we'll get to the point of it, but I felt this even prior to
Yeah,
when
of
they
course.
got into it. Like,
Hey,
But like the fact that she has super strength is no more different than the fact that they're living with an
And keep
essentially
in mind
racist robot,
that
right?
Yeah.
Like it's just character traits that
and then
exist
somewhere
in this
along the
universe,
way,
like-
she's already had to break up with a guy because he was intimidated by her strength. So this is
well, that's
obviously a pressing issue.
that's after this. So basically, they
No, that happened in like a whole past episode.
Well, no, this is the episode. This is this episode. Yeah, this is when Kelly, Kelly,
But they have
ex-wife,
anyway.
they have like a little conversation. Anyway,
But
we're
anyway,
getting to
the
that.
breakup happened already. That had happened, and she's already feeling insecure about her strength when it comes to men at that point. But yes, he makes the same like open the jar of peanut butter joke throughout the series so far. Every time she's done anything,
Opens the door, basically. Can you open this jar of pickles for me?
Yeah, that's it. The pickles
But
jar.
you know what? I like
And
how
she
he
flick
does that
switches.
because
He's fucking lame like that.
no, but you know what?
But yes,
it gives
he
her
is.
a sense of not making it feel like she's weird.
Yeah.
Because opening up a pickle jar isn't really that hard.
But it's also.
And the thing is-
But no. What it really is, it's that he's not intimidated by her strength. He sees it as an asset.
Yes.
As opposed to something that's he's like, I don't care if I'm not strong. You're stronger. Be stronger than me. That's cool.
other
Open the
thing
fucking
is,
door.
Technically, she's not really super strong, right? Technically,
just-
it's
it's
because
gravity.
she's used to more gravity.
And
So,
relatively speaking, she's super strong.
yeah.
And for the purposes of anything, really. Anyway, they find out this breathable atmosphere, and they go inside the ship, the pickle jar, and then Dr. Lady's tripping about
There's no
heights.
pickle jar. There's no actual pickle jar.
No.
okay?
The Dr. Lady's tripping about heights, and the robot's like, oh, that makes sense, considering you're all fragile, and you're gonna blah, 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 and you would fucking die.
That
And then
is
she's
so
like,
funny, like-
Shut up and hold my hand. And it was really...
But I like that. I like how the robot just kind of explains everything that he states. Like he'll state something and then explain it, and
I
it's
think
just
you
like-
should watch Star Trek The Next Generation. You might enjoy it.
Because Data?
Data. If you really like this robot, you're going to have a field day with Data. And then when Data develops, you get into it is all
Remember
I'm
that
trying to
movie
say.
where he died?
Shut up. Anyway. So then they get to this giant, beautiful landscape. Like we're talking about, they just walk in and it's like the middle of a field and
Yeah.
they're outside and everything.
And it really is like it's
Outside.
gorgeous. Like
outside,
And they
it's
just,
just like
full
down to the
land
last
everywhere,
detail. Like you
just-
see a couple of white birds fly off, and there's like this beautifully clear sky. Like grass is all perfect. I want to live
Exactly.
there. I want to live there.
And apparently
Clearly.
there are millions of people who live there. And
Yeah.
Mercer is like, the fuck, our ship kind of sucks now.
And like
I like that because it's like you can see like he's that guy all the time and he doesn't do it bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they find this family and they shoot a dad.
That's not quite there yet. So they are speculating. They're trying to get decided to split up. Then basically, what's really important is that. Hold on.
He's got this.
Yeah, Isaac then asked Mercer flat out because they split off into the groups, and he's like, "So why did what did you do wrong that made your wife fuck another man?" Right.
Yeah.
That's before the shooting.
Right.
And then this questions, and it was just so awkward and stuff. But like.
But on the other hand,
we learned that Kalons are assembled.
Well, yeah, and then on the other hand, if you want to do it simultaneously, that same question is being asked to the other captain, the ex-wife, by Laura. Laura and Kelly get into that same conversation, which is where we find out that Laura had to break up with the boyfriend and stuff, and it's just cool how like when everybody gets alone and there's something that big in terms of like work areas, you start to that's like the main
talk about, when they get them separate,
like and it's kind of annoying a little bit, but it's kind of also representing how when you're alone and you don't know where you are, you will trust that person and open up because you saw how quick they both opened up, dude.
You just dropped some knowledge on us. Anyway, I'm hyped up. Relax.
It was nice.
Oof. Out.
But anyway, from this scene, both parties are walking on. They're doing their thing. And one part, which way are we gonna go first?
So what happens after is it's basically
well, it's one scene or another. So the first scene,
it's the Mercer scene. It's
okay,
where they
it's
find
the Mercer
out,
scene.
Kalons are made by robots. They come over to the house, and then a woman opens.
Kalon, just for clarity's sake, is the robot.
Yeah, they're an inferior species
Kalons.
Studying humans.
They're a superior species.
Yes.
Well, we talked about that in the previous episode with the other aliens who looked up to the Kalons.
Yes, and then so then they knock on the door. A woman opens it up. Holy shit! Closes the door. They're like, that's weird. And then they do it again, and Buddy's there with a shotgun.
But you know what? I like how he's like, I like how Captain Mercer is like, I do this all the time. Don't question me, because the Kalon, like the robot made a comment about like, oh, that was weird, or like we should leave, and Mercer was just like, shh, and he knocks again, and then like the father comes out. I just found it really cool. He was just like, I got this, like all up in his face type thing. It was just. Something I
but then he almost got them killed.
And then he comes in, they stun him, they go in, they meet the kid and stuff, and they find out that they worship Talon or whatever. And then the kid's like...
your dad. Okay, so hang on. When he says they worship whatever, they have this word, like their version of God
Talon,
that they worship, and they believe that they're on a planet, right? And there's nothing else in the universe, even though they're floating on a ship. So
but
it's
they have no idea. Like, they have no concept of the outer world.
They're like, who are you people? Where do you come from? They're like, well, we come from space. You're on a ship. And they're like, whoa, mind blown. What's a ship? What's gravity even?
And because there is this, and this is what's also relevant, is that there is this rebel group called, whatever they're called.
The Reformers.
Yeah, and you can. So this kid's like, wait, you guys are from the Beyond? And the mother's like, heresy, don't be a heretic, basically.
If you're 5'5", then I'm 6'6".
Something like that. And then we cut to Kelly and Alara, where we realize Alara's crushing on Mercer, so that all happened after this, the whole conversation. And then they're discussing the breakup thing, and we basically find out she's like, listen, he might seem charming, but he comes with his own set of issues, don't worry, I know. And then the SWAT team guys show up out of nowhere, and he's like, show us ID. What? And they're sassy. They're giving attitude. Show us ID. And then they blast her. And she flies.
They blast Laura. Technically, they blast Laura.
The one who's super strong.
Yeah, but I was like, they can't kill her. Like, she's dead. Like, she's super strong. You know, she can't die. And then they take Kelly, and then they go away.
And she's all lying there bleeding and stuff. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we swap back over to Mercer, and they're having
meet the Reformers, which is they're just a bunch of people sitting at the table. He leads into the Reformers, and they're kind of the rebels, and
like we have often speculated of stars.
Yeah. And then we cut
other things.
So then we cut back to the bridge where Lamar and Malloy are discussing the challenges of working with ex-girlfriends and ex-wives and shit. And then they find out there's a serious emergency going on, and they get pulled away, and they're just going to leave a buoy. But something we neglected to mention is there's no communication possible between the ship and the party right now.
Right, because the ship is dead, right? Like, it's floating in space. These people have been there for obviously thousands of years. They have no idea they're on a ship. Like, it's been lost in time. That fact.
That's true. And then they leave a communication buoy and bounce. So then we go back to the rebels, and basically they realize they have the proof they've been looking for.
Yeah.
They start to present they start to try to explain that all these people's reality is about to die because of the star situation. And then they kind of spark the debate that people would rather die believing in a lie than accept that what they believed in was untrue.
Yeah.
And there's also the whole thing of, like, this is how their society has been run for such a long time, right? So it's like to spark this mass panic, this mass chaos.
I think it's a theocracy is what that's called when
well,
it's a religion-based government system.
I feel like it's a dictatorship.
Yeah, but
it
with
is
religion as the premise. This religion, this guy that they reference, God type, and that is...
And, like, so many of them believe that this isn't true, that this is the only thing, that this is evidence enough to keep it this way. Because it's only a small minority, even though these people have come out of nowhere, they could have just made clothes from the around.
And then Mercer finds out about the main leader guy who is kind of like the dictator. But it's almost more like he's a military general enforcer of the region. Not like the
and
top
he's such
dog.
a typical, like, I'm a bad guy.
But you haven't met him yet.
I got that.
Because before that happens, he gets served some food, Mercer. And he goes to eat that bite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just like,
this is awesome.
Can I have a napkin, please?
It wasn't
Where's your
good.
garbage, please? It was a well.
Like, you know that Family Guy joke?
That awkward moment.
No, it was better. I hated that one.
It's exactly that with food.
But it was better and not boring like that one, which was done to death. Relax. Anyway, then Alara messages the captain saying she'd been shot, and everybody bounces on over.
Yep.
Then they go, and Kelly's in the car, and they get to the city where the whole religious gathering is happening, and she gets pulled out. And big religious badass dude goes, "This heretic is one of these reformers. What do you think we should do with him? Blah, 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 blah. You decide his fate." And the crowd pummels him to death.
Yeah. And it just goes to show, like, how charismatic a person can be about certain things can really change the ideologies of other people. And it's like these civilians were ready to murder somebody because they truly believe in this religion that was created or something, just because some person was like, let's do this. And he didn't, like, I don't want to say that the main captain dude full on said we're gonna kill this person, but he alluded to it so heavily that it was like, this is happening.
Anyway, they're definitely not alluding to thousands of real events, but
that's not gonna get said. Add robots and all. So we then they kind of like signal Kelly, like, bring her into the back room,
Right.
And he has like her gun, and he's kind of like she asks him why he killed him. She accuses him. She basically puts it on him. He denies it. He says the people just kind of did what they wanted.
And again, this whole time it's just like, I am a bad guy.
Yeah,
like,
really typical.
Yeah.
With the whole robe and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never get away with this.
And then they like to lock her down. They tie her up, and they start like kind of, or am I skipping
like they're
scene?
gonna torture her. Like it's cool because she actually does get tortured a little bit. Like, she doesn't get out right away, right?
Yeah.
They
Right.
make her feel pain.
But they
it's
haven't
like, okay.
tortured her yet because we cut back to the field.
Sorry.
And then they save her. Find out that the law enforcement have been saving basically her physiology because of the whatever she got saved, whereas a human would have died.
Right.
Isaac heads over to the Orville looking for backup and finds out about the distress call, and everybody realizes they're stranded. Then we cut to the Orville, which is in a firefight. Lamar does some fancy-ass shit to disable the ship, and it's like, do or die, and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, he gets up and he's like, boom, bitch, and he starts like dancing around. And then Bordas is just like, Lieutenant. He's like, sorry, sits down. You did a good job. Boom, bitch. It was an excellent scene.
I
Yeah.
can't read this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then we go back to what you were describing.
Yeah, so she's getting tortured, and bad guy's like, I torture you for I am bad. And
Where are your friends?
But you
Your
know
friends
what?
are never coming.
My friends are at a certain cafe in a
But
Soho
it was so
loft
Right.
over there called
that was a cute
Central
little
Perk.
moment.
And don't forget something about the monkey. It was
Anyway.
a Friends
Yeah,
reference.
right. I love
It
how
was
they,
so
they
good.
reference Ross's monkey.
It was
I
perfect.
don't know if you've ever seen
You
Friends.
have to see
Yeah,
Friends.
I have.
It was like that. That got me. I giggled. I've seen all
I
10
enjoyed
seasons.
that too.
It was well placed.
Yeah.
And I like the references Seth is pulling in for this. In general, they're really, on the exception of Rudolph, well placed.
Yeah.
Fucking Rudolph. Anyway, so she gets tortured. Bad guy's like, I'm bad.
But you know what? I hate the tortured scene only because, like, he gave her the poison to torture her. And then he was like, oh, but this is the actual antidote. And I'm like, that's so cliche.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
established
like-
that he's a walking cliche and was not the best character point.
I just wanted to say.
like, I
I'm
didn't
not even
hate it.
arguing with you guys. I think he was a shit character, and I have nothing to defend that move.
It felt a little out of place in a show that is thus far based itself on
Yeah.
realistic people
Yeah.
in ridiculous situations. And he just comes along and
But
he's just so
they follow up with
the
a
bad guy.
really good thing. So they cut to where they're all coming in for the rescue.
Yeah.
And then they don't have a plan or anything. And then Seth, whatever.
Seth MacFarlane.
He walks up to the guard and is like, Nick, it's you,
Yeah.
buddy. And it was just, you know what? I've seen this distraction done a million times. But just seeing it here,
It was funny.
novel. It was fun. He blasted them. Even that, it was honestly just a cliche that was done perfectly. And I enjoyed it. They get in, and then the guy has the syringe thing, which then happens after they break in.
Fuck, I didn't give a grade to the last episode.
Yeah, you
3.
hated it. That's fine. We see them sneaking through the building, and they hear the screaming. They all bust in like boop boop boop,
Yeah.
take out the guards and shit.
Crazy. I mean, I have
We're
to
not
give
done
it,
the episode.
No, I know, but I have to give it to the people who created this show. Like, they have really good effects. They have really good like lighting and the way that they're
Yes.
The practical effects are very cool.
like
there's
everything
not-
about the show just looks really
And
nice.
then, you know what I have to say? It's got continuity to it. It's got continuity to it. It doesn't feel like superly absurd. It's like the guys who designed the universe made sure that everything that they've shown kind of makes sense for that universe.
Yeah, and like there's not too much.
Including Rudolph.
There's not too much CGI. There's not like it's all makeup. It's all face masks. It's done really well. It looks really cool.
Oh, did you guys know I wrote down the villain's name?
What's his name?
Hamalak. You know why I know? Because he goes, Hamalak. Nice name. No, it's not. And that was a classic fucking Seth MacFarlane moment there, and I enjoyed that.
I wanted to ask you guys if you thought that Tomlin was a reference to Game of Thrones. Tomlin.
I don't know.
I don't know if this whole people is supposed to be a Game of Thrones-ish type people because it kind of feels that way with the outfits and like. Anyway, I don't know if these guys watch Game of Thrones.
I read
There's a
all the
little
books.
kid.
I know who Tomlin is.
Okay, so Tomlin.
But you know
It
what's
seems
more
very similar
important?
to the character.
I don't know. You let us know, YouTube.
Yeah.
I got bored with his point. I apologize for being so
Hit
visible.
it down
with it.
below.
You know, I'm not the best person all the time.
No, you're not. Anyway.
So they picks him up by the neck,
JK.
gives him the antidote, and then what's really interesting about this is they used the fact that he was torturing her as proof that he had his own suspicions about the fact that his entire belief system was whack. Otherwise, there would have been no need to torture her for information because he could have just killed her because she would have whatever. So the fact that he kept her alive in general just proved that he knew that what they were saying was true.
Yeah.
And that was super fucking interesting.
More proof the bad guy is bad.
Then they shoot him to stun him. Keep in mind, when they shoot, they're always stunning so far. I don't think they've actually
I
killed
don't think
a
they
lot of
actually. Yeah,
them.
they haven't killed anybody.
And then they go to the control panel of the ship, which is in some forbidden place, and Isaac interfaces with it and makes it work.
And then the weirdest thing happens.
They can enter the ship, and they go into the hallway.
Oh, yeah,
They go
I
into the
also-
bridge.
okay.
They see space for the first time. Turns out Jural, the god guy.
I wanted to bring up one thing just before this. The door. Why are you hating so hard right
I'm
now?
waiting. I'm being impatient.
Breathe. Yoga. Butterfly.
Oh my god.
Chill. Calm.
I'm
Okay.
chilled.
It felt a little weird that this door has been there for thousands of years and like they've known about it and
Yep.
no one has been able to open
But
it. You know what I
got to
mean?
keep in mind, in this theocratic society, it's a forbidden zone. It's like if you go there, you're excommunicated. You might
Fair.
if you go there, you might be
Sure.
thrown into that mob of people.
But like no one.
Yeah, really. Like it's
And it
not,
has to have taken thousands of years for it to have been forgotten as a door to the ship. So like through thousands of years, and then another 1,000 years to forget it, and then another 1,000 years.
But I
like,
mean, like, look how they
but
opened
it's
it
not
up.
a
Like they
door
only
to the
opened
ship,
it up.
right?
but it's a door to the control room.
It's not. It's kind of like an interface. And Isaac had to do his magic robot shit to actually go into the programming to interface with it to open. It wasn't like an easy clickety.
I know. And I'm suspending my disbelief. It just feels a little weird that no one's got
No,
this.
but,
I thought the
but
same.
it's more
I thought
like.
the same.
But you gotta.
I was like,
you guys don't watch
1,000
as much
years.
fantasy as
Like,
I do.
okay.
So this
Excuse
is more.
me?
Relax yourself, please. I am trying to make this excellent point. So as they walk up to this,
By
it's
putting
more.
words in my mouth.
Yes, it's more like this awesome statue that this like totem religious symbol, and even the glowing ones and stuff. If you watch something like Stargate, they come across this shit a lot, where there's a lot of technology even that gets mixed in, but when it gets coupled with religious, it's a feared thing. It's like this magical thing. So yes, at some point they knew they were going nowhere and they had to wait. And then as generations came in, there's not really an interface. He just kind of stuck his robot shits in and went, bzz, 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 sparks flew out and shit, and the door opened. So it wasn't exactly easy, and I could see how knowledge like that would get lost to a point where, sure, you walk up and you touch it, but it doesn't do anything.
But I'm saying even after the knowledge is lost, it's weird that no one managed to open this door.
Well, why would they even know how to interact with it? It is the type of thing that required
Find a way
Isaac.
to break it is just metal. Anyway, we'll continue the episode.
Yeah, but
Continue
I
it.
think that it's a giant. They would not even think it's a door. They just wouldn't understand that, right?
Fair enough.
Anyway, it turns out Jor-El is the captain of the ship the whole time, and their entire religion is just based off of his freaking message that he gave out in an SOS
And he's
call.
Liam Neeson. Frequent
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane
Which I
collaborator.
don't know why. I was just like, okay, major
Anyway,
star.
it's supposed
That's
to
great.
be like.
But he's on Family Guy all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's a pretty major MacFarlane collaborator,
honestly,
so I was pretty happy just to see him there.
And it's a very satisfying reason for the ship's existence, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
It was this civilization's first attempt at interstellar to go to a new planet. They knew it would take 100 years, so it was supposed to go for 3 generations, but then an asteroid fucked shit up, and they just realized they had everything they needed to have their home here, and it just floated
They couldn't
on.
hang on. They couldn't make a distress call. Their systems
Right.
were broken. So basically, he was like, "We have sustainability for thousands of years here.
But you know what's
we don't
funny?
really have a
You know what's
choice. If no one
funny?
finds us, we'll just float."
At this point, Isaac, the robot, he starts tampering with like the machine while they're in the
The fact
the
that
bridge.
they had to do it is my point.
No, I know, but it's just funny because he turns around and he goes, "Oh, to repair this will take 24 hours," and I'm like, "You went 1,000 years without any repair, and it takes 24 hours."
Well, but hang on. They've come
Like-
1,000 years with the technology they have now, and Isaac is also a very advanced robot.
Okay,
like that
fair.
I bought
Fair.
because it was
Sorry.
like 1,000 years ago is the first time they're trying this. Like they don't.
I just found it funny. Like, I just found it funny. I was like, it's like when people are like, "Oh, it's going to take 6 hours," and you're just like, clip, 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 clip. You know? Like, it's just exaggerated. Like,
The cliche where like the kid sits at the computer and two keystrokes he's hacked everything, like in every action movie in the 80s,
Yeah,
that
but
kind
like
of thing.
for me,
like,
I looked at it like that's every Star Trek episode ever when repairs are brought in. Like that's just normal. Like that was not even noteworthy to me for how normal that played out in my head. And I can see where you're coming from, so that was actually like surprisingly fascinating. But nah, that was typical Star Trek shit. Like yeah, everything takes time to fucking fix. It's all advanced technology. And then one of the cool things they discover is they can open up this like skylight and let the stars in so they could have night, and it was really pretty. It was
like basically you watch the sky break apart.
yeah.
Like
Super
the perfect blue
awesome.
sky becomes like.
I mean I don't really remember what the final cutscene was. That might have been the final cutscene.
Well, no, they open it up, and one like the father, not the father, but like the reformer, like the head captain of the reformers, he's there, and then he suddenly becomes like charge of this big ship, and they kind of like just kind of all regroup and go off and do their own thing at the end, and it kind of like dies out from there. But you get this like illusion of like they're gonna repair the ship and they're gonna continue living on and going where they're supposed to be going to.
Yeah.
Or boldly go where no man has gone before.
Yo, that too.
Yeah.
I got what you did there,
Yeah.
even if you missed it. You know what I like so far about this show?
What?
'Cause we're getting to like the end of this episode. I think we hit it. forget about your feelings on any individual episode so far. Every episode has felt like a unique, fresh experience while still developing the core relationship of the group, which is really what's important when you have that many cast members. And I'm impressed by how distinct each episode has been while following a congruency. And it makes me want to watch the next one. I was so fucking excited for episode 5 after this. I was hooked.
So down.
Line and sinker at this point. I did doubt with the last episode because it was, as much as it was whatever, it had great points, but it wasn't as quite as engaging. Like, this episode was fun.
This episode was good. This episode turned me around a lot from what the last episode was.
Right.
I mean, look, truthfully, I still feel like there are other similar formatted shows, comedies with an ensemble cast that are doing similar things.
But not in space.
But not in space. That is fair.
That's the thing. Guys,
if you like Seth MacFarlane
and you like Star Trek
or
You'll
just
love
science
this show.
fiction in general,
Star Trek.
It's a Star Trek spoof.
Yes.
Is it a Star Trek spoof?
Yeah.
Tell me about how it's a Star Trek spoof.
So good.
Okay.
I mean, basically, they take the philosophical
Oh my god.
conversational topic point, and then they run an episode around this central theme. We did this in the first episode. It's truly really great, and I like the fact that they're touching on relevant social and political issues and all of the fun and goodness. But you're right. There's a whole lot of other shows that are like it, but give this 6 episodes before you really judge it. I'm telling you.
Give it 6 episodes.
And then we'll see what episode 7's like. I don't know when it comes out, but I can't wait to watch it.
But for sure, let us know what you think. Hit up the comments below and join our combos.
Thank you for watching this, and let us know.
Maybe we'll do Community.
Let us know what shows you want us to come on, like jump on.
Or if you want us to do Community.
Yeah, that too.
He's gonna push this, isn't he?
6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, hashtag.
That's what's up.
We've got the 6 seasons.
All right.
All right, we're out.
Bye-bye.